In society today, we are being attacked constantly with inauthentic conversations. Fakeness, trying to look cool, trying to be somebody we're not. That is why the Damn Dude podcast is here to have the authentic conversations that need to be had in a way that will make you think and say, Damn Dude.
What up, everybody? What is good? Welcome to the Damn Dude podcast.
Damn, dude.
This is season 4, episode 17, and I am your host, California Cal. I am what I suppose people would consider an entrepreneur, a family man, a father, somebody who enjoys life, loves people, loves to see people win, and somebody who works to always be their best, to be authentic. So welcome to the show, you guys. Welcome. Hope you guys are having a beautiful motherfucking day today, because it is beautiful here in San Diego, and I hope it's beautiful where you live too. You dig? Welcome to the show, you guys. Welcome. It feels like it's been forever. It kind of has been. I've been on a different sort of schedule lately. I've been enjoying doing them every other week. It's been feeling good with the way my life's flowing. I'm thinking of doing one a week again, maybe 2 a week again. The way my life just is, it kind of determines, I don't know, it just depends, right? Like, I got so much going on all the time. But in this episode, we're going to be talking about the spiritual ego enlargement, my school application being rejected, approaching life with depth versus just face value, talking about manifestation and how it often requires just a little bit more imagination, and the fact that manifesting is primarily focus-based, and where focus goes, energy flows. And yeah, so welcome to the show, you guys. Let's get into this. It's been a crazy couple weeks. The last episode I felt really good about. I wanted to let that one run. I feel like it just hit a lot of good points, and it felt good. People were digging it. It seemed it went around the world pretty quickly, and that was cool. So thank you guys. I appreciate you guys listening, and those of you guys if you're first-time listeners, if you're new listeners, if you're listening from wherever you're at in the world, I appreciate you. Thank you. And I know it takes a lot to listen to a whole-ass podcast. As a podcast fan and creator, I understand the dedication and commitment. So I genuinely appreciate you and want to say thank you. So I guess there's not really much to say about this, but for those of you who remember, I was talking about going back to school. My school application got rejected, so I'm kind of like, fuck. All right, well, I lost my mojo about it for the moment. So if I choose to revisit that, I will. At the moment, I'm kind of just like, I don't know, dude. I get that it doesn't make sense to do that at this point, is what I'll say. So it wasn't like I just gave up on it. It was like I tried, I reapplied, and they just kept turning my shit down. So it is what it is for now. Nextly, talking about the spiritual ego enlargement. And this is something I've been seeing a lot of lately, and it's like, it's confusing to me because I see, how do you even explain it? It's like, there's a lot of people just now starting to wake up in life in terms of thinking outside the matrix, thinking from their own perspective, creating and deciding what things that as individuals we actually prefer or do not prefer. Because I realize, and something that I've been learning a lot lately is that, and especially with my girls, like, dude, a lot of the things we thought we liked just in general in life has actually been programmed, or has just been our societal programming that we kind of took on and said, oh, okay, I like this because this, I like this because this. But when you go back and go to the root of like, why are you attracted to the things that you do, right? So that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at every level I have of attraction, whether it's like, well, I'm attracted to these types of foods, these types of people, these types of whatever, right? Anything from shit that's just basic as fuck all the way to sexual stuff. So like going and recreating and rediscovering and redefining what is actually my preferences in life, like from a very coming from nothing sort of way. It's like, all right, I have no opinion or bias about this. How does this occur to me? Okay, how does this occur to me? And then from there, it's like I get to shape and form how I really feel and relate and interact with life. So that's one thing. It's like I'm already committed to doing what scares me rather than not. And being that speaking is something that scares me, that's a big part of why I started this podcast and why I took on that challenge. Is like, all right, can I overcome what scares me the most? So that's why I do this. So it's interesting because as I'm explaining this, you can hear how for my own personal recognition, I'm acknowledging my level ups. So this ties back to what I was talking about, which was the spiritual ego enlargement, which is now if I start collecting all those things of me winning, and if I take it further than just instilling confidence in myself, it now regrows my ego at a certain point. Like at a certain point, yeah, it's building confidence, it's installing wins in us, and you need to have that. And there's times where it's like you claim what you did, you claim your reality, and other people are offended or want to challenge it or whatever. And it's like, no, that was just my reality. It's not ego-based that I'm saying I did this or because you asked me. You know, I'm not out here bragging or putting it out there. So what I see, and I've done this myself, and I do this myself, and I do my best to check myself, is like, all right, when I'm killing it in life, when I'm doing really good, how do I move forward in a way where me taking stock of my wins in my life doesn't become an inflated ego, rather becomes an inflated source of appreciation?
Damn, dude.
So I think that, one second. I gotta write something down. Because I was good. Okay. So it's like, if we can have an inflated source of appreciation rather than an inflated source of ego, we're off on a different path for surely, right? So to think about, what are our sources of appreciation and gratitude? Like how do we source those things for ourselves outside of practicing it? Well, I believe and have experienced that when we take stock of our accomplishments and things that we should be proud of for ourselves and things we believe in ourselves, and we say, I'm going to do this. And it sounds crazy to people. And they go, oh, this guy's in his ego. Can you believe he says he's going to be the next whatever you claim, right? It's like, well, fuck, it's like, no, that's your ego that doesn't allow me to be the superstar that I say I'm going to be, right? So it's like, it's interesting how that works. Because it's like when I said I'm going to be a top podcaster in the world, people were like, huh, okay, like who are you? And it's like, well, I'm somebody who's going to do that. And it's really that easy. Like it's not my ego being like, oh, I'm going to be the best because blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, I'm going to do it because it's like, I'm just going to put in the work to do it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, there's a difference when somebody's going to put in the work to back up their claim versus put in the work to prove something to somebody. And I know for myself, it's like, I don't have anything to prove to anybody. There's moments where I feel like I do, or I get snagged in that. But as a whole, and as a coming from a grounded source, like I'm not like that. So it's interesting to think about when So this goes deeper too, obviously. I'm just kind of giving examples, real life examples of this and creating the contrast for you, the listener. So when I see a lot of people will be like, oh, I do mushrooms. Oh, I do plant ceremonies. Oh, I do these meditations. I do this, that. And it's like, that's cool. You should. At the same time, these are not points of I'm better than you, I have more experience than you, I know what I'm talking about more than you. That's not what doing all these things are meant or used for. It's not designed that way, to inflate our ego and say, oh, well, I've done so much healing. Oh, when you've done as much healing as I have, da-da-da-da-da. And it's easy for a lot of people to come from that, especially in the way that people are waking up to their spirituality now. A lot of times, like a lot of the buzzwords, well, let me say that. We now have a lot of buzzwords in the spiritual community and conversations, and a lot of people who don't understand the depths or where the roots of these creations come from, where these words come from or what they really mean, or the deep understanding of how it actually works, then it's just words, just like anything, right? So, but here's what happens though, is like, you've got a lot of people who can say all the words really well, and that's cool. But for me, that's usually a big red flag when it comes to spirituality. Like most of the teachers who I talk to, who I consider spiritual teachers or brothers or guides to me, they're applying all these spiritual connections and talks and points to things that are of physical reality. And that's where I'm like, oh, that's how I do this. Oh, that's how I move forward with this balanced, with this clear, with this cleansed, with this healed, with this whatever it is, right? So it's interesting to see how the more and more the shift in this world is happening, how it's like there's a shift. It's like you're going or you're staying. And it's like I've talked about this a lot, and there's not really a lot of things I could say. I mean, I really want to say about it right now, but it's like it's happening. And when we look back, we're going to remember. A lot of people agree, even people who people consider like normies, meaning like normal ass people, they're like, yo, something's up. Time feels different. Was your day like 100 times faster today? Was your day 100 times longer? And not in this like depressing, slow kind of way, but it just is. It's like there's all these things. There's instances where it's like people are becoming invisible to other people. And I don't mean that like physically, but kind of. What I mean by that is like, I can see and I've seen, like, let's say you have a whole group of people, and this group of people, like, let's say you've got 5 people, and 3 of the 5 are already like have deeper history, kind of clicked up. They're already like have stuff to talk about and different depths that they speak at. Then you've got the other 2, and they're kind of on the outskirts. And it's like you'll see these 2 interact with each other, and then when these 2 try to interact with the other 3, it's like they don't hear them, they don't see them. And I've had so many instances of this for myself where it's like somebody will ask me something, excuse me, and I'm like, oh, I start talking to respond, and then they're all of a sudden like literally turned around not listening. And I'm like, you literally just asked me, like, why am I standing here talking, saying anything at all when you know what I'm saying? Like, you asked me, dude. Like, why I'm only talking right now because you asked me, and now you're ignoring me and acting like I don't exist. Like, you can't hear or allow yourself to feel the depth of what I'm saying or the authenticity of what I'm saying. So it's like, shoop, blank screen, invisible. And if you've been experiencing this, you know it's just a thing. It's like some people can't hear certain things, and it's only growing more and more. It's like just becoming more obvious and more evident that this fucking happens everywhere and is happening more and more. And that to me is my evidence of that, like of this shift. So as this shift happens, we got a lot of people speaking who are not really moving forward with the shift, who can speak all the stuff about it, but don't know a damn thing about it. And I know, it's like I know people personally, and I see people on the internet, and I see whatever. It's like I know a lot of people, and it's interesting to see how big this ripples out and really is happening. Like, this shit's actually happening. So I encourage you that if you are on any sort of spiritual journey or any sort of growth, or you're like, man, like something's happening, dude. Check yourself. Make sure that it's like you're inflating your source of appreciation rather than inflating your spiritual ego. Because it's so easy to do that because you feel so good about what you did, and then other people can't really see it. The only way that it shows up for everybody else, the only way your spiritual growth shows up for anybody else is when you are being the lessons of your spiritual growth.
Damn, dude.
Like, people have to see and feel that power, that shift, that godliness, that soul, that spirit, like, in order to acknowledge it. And that's the thing, is sometimes when you do that, the way people acknowledge it is they act like they don't like you. They stop inviting you places. They stop interacting with you. They stop whatever, right? They stop being able to see you, essentially. So that's where I'm getting at with that. So it's just interesting. I see so much, and you can tell in certain questions people ask, like, oh, what about this and this for if I want to manifest, then should I do this? And it's like this weird, it's like contingent. It's like, oh, I'll do the work if it's contingent on this. Well, what about if I do this? It's like, no, a lot of this deep inner spiritual work has to do with kind of taking a blind leap into your own faith and subconscious and emptiness and depth that's inside of us, which connects us to the universe, and that's depth. So this is where, like, for me, I know that at least like 90% of life I approach with such depth, like such a depth. I really love deep things. There's nothing too deep for me. Like, there's no conversation I can't talk about or subject I can't or won't speak on. At least I don't think. Like, there's nothing too scary for me to talk about, I don't feel like in terms of a depth thing. There's certain private things or personal things I don't want to put out on, like on the podcast, because that's between me and whoever. And it's like, I'm smart. I know not to, like, I'm not some dry snitching type of dude, sort of tell your business type of person, whatever. Like, I'm not like that. But, like, my point is, it's like, when we approach life with depth, we're able to deconstruct and understand things at a deeper level, which then allows us to see steps ahead into the future, basically. And it kind of makes this like superpower of being able to predict the future, because we've approached life with so much depth that we know how the infrastructure works of what we're approaching.
Damn, dude.
So as I'm saying that, like, firefighter training is resonating with me in the back of my brain. So for those of you that don't know, I was training to be a firefighter, and I was like 2 classes away from being a firefighter or being able to go and apply and do all that. And I ended up breaking my skull, neck, and back. But one thing that there's a lot of things I loved about firefighter training. Honestly, it was fucking sick. Like, if you are young and healthy and you don't want to be on some indoor shit, you want to get paid good, you want a job where it's like different all the time, like, granted, you have to be okay with like gross medical shit, but outside of that, it's like, dude, be a fucking firefighter. That shit's sick as fuck, dude. But anyways, being a firefighter, the core of it was about integrity. Like everything was based off of integrity. Like literally the first day they were like, we're going to show you some fucked up shit. And we do not steal. We tell the truth and we look after one another. We are brothers in this, brothers and sisters. We have each other's backs in this. Our lives depend on our honesty, our integrity, and our communication. And they're like, if you saw that one of our people had $100 in their wallet sitting on the table, you would not touch it, or you would only move it to a safer place and let them know, or something responsible, right? Even then, you just don't touch it. So it's about integrity and structure at its core, and trust. So this is like also the way that firefighters are trained to think, which is you go and you approach something and you look at the integrity and the structure of it. And then from there, that's how you assess how you're going to handle the situation based off of the integrity of that structure. So it's like, let's say you've got a building on fire, or a house on fire. Let's say you got a house on fire. Sometimes it makes sense to let the whole fucking thing burn down and put it out there. Sometimes it makes sense to run into it and put the fire out in the room. Sometimes it makes sense to go on the roof, cut a fucking hole in it, let the breeze go through, and you fucking evacuate all the smoke and everything, pop the door, pop the window, do the fans, da-da-da. The technical name is slipping me at the moment, or escaping me at the moment. But you go and you do that. So it's basically so you don't create a backdraft. And for those of you that know what that is, you know what it is. If not, go look it up. It's crazy. But anyways, it's like you basically release the pressure and let enough cooling come in, breeze come in, flow come in to like cool the shit down. But there's only certain circumstances where you can do that. But if you're going to climb onto a roof and cut a hole in it to let fire and smoke out, then you have to know that roof is going to be solid, structured, and the people that are down there fucking controlling the ladder or holding your ladder, controlling the hose line, whatever, all these things, the guy running the hose, everything. The guy holds the coupling to connect the hoses. Each person has to know exactly what their position is, how to do it with full integrity. And I trust that when you stand on that side and you're holding that end of the hose, you know not to spin that motherfucker. And if you're standing on this side, then you know to be the guy who spins the thing to connect the hoses. So everything is about structure and integrity. And it takes a certain depth to drive around town and start looking at everything and you go, oh, that's an A-frame house. Oh, that's a such and such house. Oh, that's a such and such type of building. And then you start learning, and then you start realizing, like for me, I can't not see emergency exits or check for it's like I don't even check for them. It's just so in my subconscious, I see them. Like my subconscious looks for them. Because as a firefighter, you're trained very early on to look for exit signs, like in the buildings and apartments and stuff, the green ones that glow on the ceiling, to know where all of those are at and where they go to. Or at least to know where they're at. So it's like if shit cracks off, I know exactly which way I'm taking my family and anybody else I see trying to escape or to be safe. So it takes a certain depth, though, to approach life and let that enter your brain and your physicality of like, okay, I see the depth of this building. I see the integrity. I see the structure. And I see the potential outcome of if we let this go for too long, or if we take care of this, or if we do this. And that, in sense, it's like, well, I know if we have to let the building burn or if we can save it. And in a sense, that's predicting the future. That's knowing the future, right? And it's like, if you just know these things so well, that's just how shit occurs and happens in life, right? So that's the thing, is like when we approach people, buildings with from a place of depth and appreciation, we're able to filter out all the bullshit so much quicker because we know what's real and structured and integral versus what should just be taken at face value.
Damn, dude.
So to take things so then what should we take at face value? Well, oftentimes advice, oftentimes things being sold to you, things being pushed onto you, things being persuaded onto you. Those are the things that we should take at face value. I'm good, thanks. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you could be respectful, but it's like, I'm not gonna, or somebody talking shit. Like, that's the stuff we're supposed to take at face value, because if you've approached life with depth, then a person talking shit is only expressing their own lack.
Damn, dude.
Right? Or like what they're mad at themselves about. So that's the benefit of approaching life with depth. Now, I see a lot of people also, especially waking up into the spiritual community and world, it's like, oh, manifesting, da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, okay, yes. And they're making it all deep, making it mean all these things. And it's like, no. You're supposed to take, it is deep, but you take it at face value and you just kind of throw it back out there and it comes back. And something that I came across, and I mean, I guess this comes to me differently a lot, was when I was thinking about manifesting, I'm like, it often just requires a little bit more imagination, and that's kind of it. Then I'm like, well, okay, yeah, I agree with that after thinking about it for a while. Like, manifesting requires imagination. And oftentimes that imagination does have to have a little bit of confidence behind it in order to believe that you can, right? So the next thing that I'm like, and people say this all the time, and it's been said 1,000 times, and people say it in different versions and whatever. But it occurred newly to me again, which was that manifesting is primarily focus based. And as they say, where focus goes, energy flows. So it's like, okay, if we're focusing on, like, you guys have heard me use the blue Toyota truck example. If you want a blue Toyota, you're going to start seeing blue Toyotas everywhere. So it's like, okay, well, how did you even start to think about blue Toyotas? Well, you used your imagination. Then you believed you could have one, or you at least believed you liked them. Then if you're willing to let yourself, you believe that you can have one. And then you believe that the work you do and the money you make is enough to equal it. And those realities have to line up, right? So it's like, okay, my focus is on this blue Toyota truck that I like, and that's where my energy is going to go. So now as I'm driving, I'm out in town, out in life, I'm seeing more blue Toyotas because that's where my energy is going. My focus is on that, so my energy is going these ways. So I've been kind of playing with, okay, how can I put more focus on my imagination?
Damn, dude.
And I'm like, ooh, okay, that's cool and hard and fun and not hard all at the same time. Like, that's actually pretty easy. But when you try to do it is when it's hard, right? Well, it can be, I should say. Oftentimes I could just think of fucking some crazy random shit right off the bat if you just asked me to. But also, I think that, and have discovered that with manifesting it, touching back on the imagination part, it's often very tricky and silly and right in front of your face. It just requires a step back, like a zoom out on life in order to see it, which is interesting and fun and funny and cool to me. And so there's a story where, what was this, like a week or two ago, I was either telling my girlfriend or I was telling my mom, I forget. I'm like, man, I don't know how we got to this. Oh, we might have been talking about, I think we were talking about the hippie store, the local hippie store in town. Shout out to them. Shout out to Amethyst Moon in La Mesa, Mount Helix area. Those guys are so fucking cool, and the energy in there is good, and the stuff that they sell is good and legit, and I use a lot of their stuff. I use a lot of their stuff for ceremony purposes. They've got good quality stuff, and the people in there are fucking cool. So shout out to them. No affiliation, just random shout out. Good people. Cool ass fucking store. So we were just talking about that store or something, then talking about books, and I was like, man, I remember there was this book in there that I wanted so fucking bad, and at the time I didn't have any money. And I was like, fuck, dude, like, and I don't think I wrote the title down, and I'm like, I don't, it's like at this time I was broke as fuck. Like to have $20 was like, ooh, this shit's lasting me 4 days type of shit. Like seriously. So I'm like, dude, I wish I had this book, man. I can't even remember what it was called. It was about numerology, and it broke down everything about numerology in such a fucking cool, logical, realistic way. Then they also connected it to like diseases that exist, and how if your numerology in your life is set up a certain way that connects you to these types of illnesses or diseases or whatever, or how you can heal it and what practices you can do. And it's not just about numbers and some like crazy woo-woo shit. It's like they actually tie everything into real life and are like giving science behind it. So I'm like, I realized. So then like a couple days goes by, and I kind of just like, man, what the fuck was that book, dude? It was at the hippie store, and it was the only copy. And at this hippie store, they only have like oftentimes there's only like one or a handful of copies of books, and then they don't have it ever again. It's just like, I don't know where they get these books and where they pick them, but it's like they only have them once, and if you didn't catch it that time or write it down, then fucking good luck. So I'm like, oh, that pissed me off. I'm like, fuck. Like, there's no way that it wasn't meant to be with that book, dude. Like, I need that damn book. So then, like I said, like 2-3 days later, I'm thinking about that book. It's just over and over, and I'm like, whatever, okay. And then I show up, and I go into my office looking for, what was I looking for? I came in to get like, I don't know, electrical plug or something. I came into the studio to get an electrical plug or something like that. That's what it was, to unplug the extension cord. And I grab the extension cord, I unplug it, and then I look up and I'm like, what the fuck? What is this? And it's the fucking book. I'm like, wait, what? I own this? And it was like interesting because like my point is that you see how my brain went from I wish I had that to, oh shit, I actually have that. My point is more so the thinking, not the fact that I bought it and forgot, and I actually used the fucking last $20 I had to buy that book at the time, which was stupid of me, but I was like, no, I need this book. I haven't even read it yet, actually. And so it just fucked me up. So, but my point was that where the focus goes, the energy flows. And I put my focus into that. My energy went there, and I like rediscovered it for myself. So my point is that we can use that for things we don't already own. You get what I'm saying? So it's like we can step back and be like, well, what the fuck do I want? All right, what does it take to get that? Who has that? Where do I get one from? And how do I get it? And then you just fucking go get it. Right? It's like, it's crazy because it really is that easy. It's like, we just have to start thinking of it, seeing it, sharing, seeing it, making it real, painting the picture. And then it's like, all of a sudden we're there before we fucking know it, in twice the speed we thought it was gonna fucking take. You know what I'm saying? So that shit's crazy, dude. Like and again, like kind of tying back, my point is that where we focus, that's where shit shows up. Because without me focusing on that, it's like I wouldn't have even found it, or I wouldn't have even seen it. It would have been invisible to me right in front of my eyes.
Damn, dude.
It's crazy shit, dude. Fuck, man. No, I love it. It's fucking cool, though. Later, go into an art, music, talent, performance, event sort of deal. Going with my lady, gonna go see Yamamoto over there. We're just gonna be kicking it. Come on through. It's an IB. Honestly, that's a very bad promo because I cannot remember the name right now of the event. But shit's gonna be dope. And yeah. You guys also go check out and go download Yamamoto's latest album and where all of his latest performances. He's got a lot going on. It's gonna be sick. The next one that you can personally find me at there will be at the Lao Food Festival in Mira Mesa. Also, shout out to the homie Dana Marr. He will be performing as well. So I'm stoked to see two of my boys up there doing their thing. Hopefully they'll be able to link and collaborate on some music, all that sort of shit. That sounds cool. Yeah. So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for listening and tuning in and sharing and giving me your time and your ears. I appreciate that. So, I hope you guys have a beautiful motherfucking day. And please be sure to tell a friend 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 about the Damn Dude motherfucking podcast. Because you know that when you tell your friends, and they tell their best friends, cousins, uncles, apple picking, fruit plucking, thumb sucking, Farmer John, overall, chimichurri, Chinese mustache, redneck cowboy, farmer about the Damn Dude motherfucking podcast, you know he's gonna be excited. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. This is season 4, episode 17. I'm your host, California Cow. Have a beautiful day. Much love. Peace.
Damn, dude. Damn, dude.